What's up? Welcome back. Week 2, still rolling strong. Okay, so let's talk about two things that I talk about ad nauseum with all of my clients, okay? Technique and focus. Okay, so these are super important because weightlifting takes a lot of concentration. It just does, okay? There are only 2 reasons why injuries happen in the weightlifting room, and it's not because the sport is dangerous. It's because somebody has crappy technique and they keep doing the reps, or they decide that they are stronger than they actually are and they go for too much weight on top of bad technique, or even good technique but too much weight. Okay, those are the only 2 reasons for injuries: ego lifting, bad technique. Okay, so when I say technique, you may have heard it described in a different way. A lot of people out there say form. I do not say form. Form is a very static and fixed word. It assumes that all squats look alike, all deadlifts look alike, but that's not the case. Even though every human has movement, has common movement patterns, we all do a pushing pattern, we all do a pulling pattern, we all split stance, all this stuff. That doesn't necessarily mean that every squat is going to look the same, okay? People who have long femurs, they have squats that look different than people who have short femurs. It's just the name of the game, right? You look at like a little baby squat, and then look at a full-grown man or woman squat. Like, these things are different, okay? But technique is super important. Technique is a little bit fluid. It has a lot of cues. It takes the considerations of the different shaped bodies. It takes under consideration the different shaped bodies that we've got, and it allows us to be just a little bit more fluid with the way that we approach weightlifting and our strategy of getting under the barbell and moving it, okay? Technique does have a lot of commonalities, so. And part of technique, like the sub layer of technique, is like pattern sequencing or movement sequencing. Okay, there's an order of operations that happens within each movement, okay? So the pull is not just pulling yourself like this, right? It's not just pulling it towards your body. You have to think about your technique, and that means you have to think about your sequencing. Okay, so what are you firing first in this dynamic pattern? Well, we're not pulling first from the elbow and then pulling back. What we're doing is we're pulling through the shoulder and then pulling through the elbow. Same thing with the deadlift, okay? We see like the strippers, like people come up and they'll do butt first and then they'll come up, right? That's incorrect. We have to think about the sequencing. So we lift through our chest and then pull the hips through. All right, as we go over every single one of these, later on in the coaching, we'll go over every single one of these movements individually, and you'll see it a lot. But you've probably seen it in the squat video I sent you, the squat technique videos I sent you. Sequencing is extremely important, okay? Goes hand in hand with technique. Okay, so let's talk about focus. Okay, there's a lot of squirrely people, I see this, okay? Pretend we're at that squat rack there. I'm my own cameraman today, so we're not moving the camera around. I got my lights set up so I look the best, so we're just gonna stay here. Pretend this is a barbell. Pretend this is a squat rack, okay? See, a lot of people do this. They're just standing, hanging out, and then they're just like, boom, squat, okay? That makes me maddening to me, okay? Because what we want to do is we need to focus. And there's a specific pattern, and I actually just learned this. I always have people like, you need to stop, you need to focus, find your 5-point stance, and then you need to attack the bar, okay? But this one goes focus, approach, stance, grip, breath, engage, okay? So basically, you see the barbell, quiet out the world, you focus, okay? You approach the barbell. You stand up to the barbell, get it underneath, refocus yourself, find that stance, okay? After you've approached the barbell, you're going to take a step out, refine your stance. We'll go over the 5-point stance in another video. You're gonna find your stance, okay? You're gonna get your grip. You're going to do your ready breath. And engage, okay? There's a sequence, just like there's a sequence to technique, there's a sequence to how you approach the barbell. Never approach the barbell frantically. Never approach the barbell with distracting things on your mind. Never approach the barbell angry at someone. You can use your anger for fuel, but don't be thinking about how somebody wronged you, how you're gonna get revenge, how you're gonna, all these negative thoughts are they're gonna wander your mind away. Don't center yourself on some external thing. Don't wait for external stimuli to make sure that you're ready to lift your barbell. You have to make sure you're ready deep inside before you can engage with the external world. It is very, very important that you take a moment, that you block out everything around you. You focus on what your body is doing, how you're breathing, and how you're gonna attack this lift. And that is the way you get better and stronger, my friends.